On my turn, I'll cast Blood Moon. Blood Moon's effect applies in layer 4, so Blood Moon again? I'm so sick of Blood Moon and all the rulings and interaction questions it causes. I think you get it all out of your system and just go over everything Blood Moon does to non-basic lands. Sound good? It sounds good, but does that mean I can't play Blood Moon anymore? Just get to explaining. I guess I'll start with what Blood Moon does. Non-basic lands are mountains. While this one line of text would seem to be easy and straightforward, it still brings up a lot of questions. Blood Moon applies in Layer 4 of the Magic the Gathering layer system, the system put into place to resolve multiple continuous effects. Layer 4 relates to type-changing effects. When Blood Moon enters the battlefield, it will change all non-basic lands to mountains, losing all other land types but keeping other non-land types and super types, so basic, snow, and legendary. These lands will remain non-basic even though they gain the basic type. It's important to remember. Don't forget to go over if Blood Moon and another Layer 4 type-changing effect applies to lands at the same time. For sure, then we would move to timestamps, and whatever was played last would resolve its continuous effect first. So, for example, the new potentially spoiled Harbinger of the Seas would turn all non-basic lands to islands. If Blood Moon is played first, then Harbinger, then we would go with Harbinger applying first. Okay, shock lands. What happens when Blood Moon is in play and I decide to play a Breeding Pool? Well, Breeding Pool will enter untapped without shocking you for 2 damage, and it will be an untapped mountain that taps for red mana. Now, if Blood Moon is in play and I play a Dark Depths, what happens? Dark Depths comes into play with no ice counters on it and no ability to remove an ice counter. That's right! It also retains its snow and legendary super types, so it's a legendary snow basic mountain that taps for snow red mana. Do be careful though, if Blood Moon is removed, you're going to get 1 angry 20/20 Merit Lang. Dryad Arbor and Manlands, what happens to those? Dryad Arbor will continue to be a green Dryad creature with the ability to tap for red mana. It's still green since its color indicator is not removed by Blood Moon. For Manlands, if they are not activated, then they just lose all abilities and are mountains. But let's say you activate a Celestial Colonnade, and then a Blood Moon enters the battlefield. Colonnade would then become a land creature, mountain elemental with flying vigilance with tap add 1 red mana until end of turn. Do you want to get into dependencies also? No, I already touched extensively on Blood Moon and dependencies, so that can just be revisited on your own time. All in all, that should help explain most, if not everything Blood Moon does to non-basics. Well, what do you say? Does Blood Moon resolve?